the most annoying things is when you are working on a quilt, a table runner, or any other project that has binding and you can't get those mitered corners right. A mitered corner is where your corners meet. I've sewn this on, I've pressed and folded it to the back, and now I need to fold this part to the back, and I want it to look really nice. So I want it to go exactly like this one does, a 45-degree angle, and these 2 points matching perfectly. So this side works great, so I'm going to press that. And then as I move to the other side, I'm going to press close to where it's going to be mitered. But before I press that corner, I need to make sure it's going to work. So what I did with this table runner was I pressed the long sides first, and then I was going to miter and press the short ends. So if I have this flat, and this is at a nice 45-degree angle, in theory, I should be able to fold that down and it should be beautiful like the other side, but it is not. It's a mess. So the trick is just flip it. Put this side flat, get this to a 45-degree angle, and then fold it this way and see if that works. It's better, but it's still not lined up right. So you're just going to keep fussing with that until you get it to look really good. Okay, there we go. We have a nice mitered corner. I am going to press the heck out of that thing so that it will stay. So that is my tip for getting nice mitered corners, and then you can either stitch this by hand or by machine, totally up to you. Look for the link in the description, and you will find a link to my video where I show you how I use Elmer's washable school glue as an inexpensive way to tack down the binding so that it is going to sew on beautifully and not bunch when I sew this by machine.